Good morning, everyone. I wanted to do a quick video on the Kaboom setup and taking it off a larger chart than the chart that we typically take it off of. If you'd like more information on the setups, you can go to www.easyemintrade.com and get all the information that you need there. So the Kaboom setup we've been doing for a few years now, and we've been taking it off a small entry chart, like a 1-point range chart on the NQ, for example. And since the beginning of the year, we just have had so much support and resistance around that I'm transitioning into taking just that setup off a larger chart. And what I've been using is the 1597 tick chart. And it's a chart that we already have around, at least I do, because I use it for the bigger picture for taking my entries that I take off my 1-point range chart. I always like to look at the 1597 just to get a clearer picture of what's going on. So, and there's no magic number. You can use 1,000, 2,000, 2,500, whatever you're comfortable with. But the point that you're trying to accomplish, or at least that I'm trying to accomplish, is to have less noise when we're getting our indicator cross above zero. And what I've been using as the filter to determine which direction to be on is the super trend dots, and we use those on the smaller chart to trail our stop. And so what I did was I put it on this larger chart, again this 1597 tick chart for the NQ, and when I get my indicator cross below zero, I want the price bar to be closed below my super trend dots. In Ninja it's called Super Trend, I think. I think in Big Mike's you can find Anna's Super Trend. Big Mike's Trading Forum, you can look there and find that. And the setting that I use is 3. So if I get my indicator cross below zero and I've got price bar closing below these trail dots, then I'm good to go. Or if it's at least below those dots already, I'm good to go. So then what I would do is I would put a sell stop under this bar when it's complete, and I would use the initial stop. I would use just above the bar that got me in, and then then away you go. Then what I've been doing is I've been using those super trend dots that I mentioned on my 1-point range chart. Once in, I've been using a 4-point initial target and then trailing anything that I'm holding using those trail dots on the 1-point range chart. I wouldn't use these trail dots here off of this particular chart because they're very far away from where you actually are in price. So I wouldn't use these to trail. I would drill down, and if you're going to use them on the smaller chart once you achieve whatever that first target is for you, whatever you decide that might be. Some things that you'll still want to be aware of, like the round number area 3100, you would know taking this that you probably will at least stall in the 3100 area because it's that round number area. Here on this buy here, you can see that we're closed above our trail dots here. Here you can see the indicator crossed above zero, and we did get closed actually right on the dots. Literally closed right on the dots. And realistically, you probably wouldn't be willing to take this off of this chart with this setting up in the 3100 area. But what I wanted to show you was you put your buy stop in place above this bar. Let's say this did close just above those trail dots, and there are these pink squares here. You can see them hopefully. This bar never triggered your entry, so then you would cancel your order. So I always want to be filled on the very next bar, or I cancel my order, because you can always enter in another way using one of our other setups. The counter channel continuation setup has been working really well. The Three Amigos has been working really well. The Kaboom on the smaller chart just has not had the follow through to get to that first target every time the indicator crosses above or below zero. And a lot of people have an easier time establishing when you need to be sitting on your hands when you're looking at the 1-point range chart and the Kaboom, but a lot of people have difficulty realizing where support and resistance are, and we're right on top of them, so they're taking trades that might not be going anywhere. So this would eliminate that, because you can see how few of those Kaboom setups you get off the larger chart. So This is, what day is this? This is Wednesday. This is Thursday, and this is Friday. I didn't trade on Friday at all, but here you can see the indicator crosses below zero and it would have never triggered. You are closed below those trail dots, so you're good to give it a shot. Here also it would have never, actually this one would have triggered at 12:10. And something else I want to point out is that you've got, I do put the Fibonacci 50% on my chart, so when taking a trade right into that area, you might want to at least just be aware that you might get hung up there for a little while before it actually breaks through. So I hope that helps. This was Thursday the 8th, and for both of these setups, this one was into news, so I'm not sure anybody would have taken it, but if they did, it worked out, and trailing it you would have gotten more than 10 points, and on the upside trailing it using the way mentioned off the 1-point range chart with the trail dots, you would have also gotten more than 10 points. So, you know, it may not fit your plan because it will require a larger stop, and it's dependent on the size of the actual setup bar, but it definitely will allow you to you know, sit in the trade for a while longer and, you know, get more than just you know, that initial target. If you are trading just one contract starting out, I would not recommend trailing your stop. I would just shoot for a specific target and just get out until you're able to trade multiple contracts. Because I always feel that if you start trailing and you're just trading one contract, a lot of times you're going to wind up with nothing at all. So what you could do if you wanted to try trailing one contract is you can wait till that first target area is hit, like let's say the 4-point area, and then try your stop from that spot. But I can tell you that you're going to wind up a lot of times with less than that first target of 4 points if you're going to start trailing once price hits that 4-point mark. So I feel for myself, if I was just going to trade one contract, I would just get out with the 4 points and not worry about trailing until I have multiple contracts. Then I would get out a portion at 4 points, move my stop to a tick better than my entry, and then once price starts to move, then I can trail it using those super trend dots off my 1-point range chart. So I hope that helps. I'll put together a webinar. I don't know if I'll do it this Thursday or next Thursday, but you guys will get the invite. So I hope that helps. And again, if you want more information, just go to my site, www.easyminitrade.com. Enjoy your day, you guys.